Andrew.
Did you sign up today?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
He's a last minute, so he didn't end up on the agenda.
Oh, okay. What is he...
I'm here.
Wait, what is he talking about?
Check the bot channel, it's got his request in.
Okay. Oh, the recent one? Okay.
Yeah.
What? I tried opening... Oh, wait, because I'm stupid. No, I tried clicking on it, and it's not letting me... It's not letting me open it.
It's just a general talk.
Oh, okay. So it's very general. Cool. And that's just like last... Is that like last 5 minutes?
Yeah, it's like less than 5 minutes.
Okay, yeah. We can just... You want to leave that to the end?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So, Lewis was supposed to present, but I don't know if Lewis...
So I
think Lewis is very busy. Yeah.
And he and I are going to get together and I'm going to make a recording of his presentation.
Okay.
And share it to the HBC.
Okay, cool. Is that tomorrow then?
One sec.
Because the original plan was like today is the day you introduce like all the micronations.
Yeah, but
so like the reason for everybody here who doesn't really understand why I'm giving a presentation on Adonia, I'm introducing Adonia to the summit. Some of you might know what Adonia is, some of you might not. In Augusto's case, he learned more about Adonia, today than any other time that I've really talked to him. So, and then anyone else who's watching too. For now, though, are you live, Thomas?
It's live, but we can't be heard at this moment in time.
Okay, cool. So, let me pull it up. Paragraph. It's HBC.
When I switch over, I would ask a favor for someone to watch the stream and tell me if I can be heard. No.
By the way, guys, don't spam Lewis, please.
No, Louis can't. Please don't spam him. I will start timing people out if they start spamming.
Thomas, I'm listening to the stream and I can hear myself.
Ah, crap. That means the sound's going through.
Yeah.
I was just like, wait, what?
So let me know when we're good to go. Are we?
Okay, and we are good to go.
Alright, well, I just want to say good evening to everybody. I just ask that you guys have your microphones muted, at least until I'm either done talking, have the floor. So, yeah, Thomas, do you want to say anything?
So, just a quick note, we are broadcasting live, and this is also recorded for later publication. If you speak, it will be broadcast.
Oh, yes, so, just a fair warning out here, and this just goes in general. Just watch what you say, because this is live. This is this is going to be probably watched by many people in the community, especially people who are curious about either other micronations or micronational diplomacy or are interested in learning about micronations. So, since we are live, do be mindful of what you say. Does anyone have any quick questions before we start, or does anyone want to say something quick? feel free to unmute your microphones or just say something. I see a
Drink
ghost.
lots of water.
You said that last time. So
I know.
So
we'll keep
quickly
friendly
note,
note.
for this session we are going to have Andrew's introduction to Adonia talk, and then we will have a brief talk from Gabriel of Bauschheit. Oof, I hope I pronounced that right.
Yeah, so this session, it's not just going to be, I have to give my presentation on Adonia again. If anyone watched last hour session, I'm going to turn on my camera right now. If anyone watched last time's session, you will note that I'm giving the same presentation that I did 3 or 4 hours ago. And then, since Gabriel is talking, that's someone new. And originally Lewis was going to present too, but we don't really have Lewis with us tonight, unfortunately. So his presentation will be recorded separately, if that's what was going on. So, yeah. Any questions before I steal the floor from everybody? Okay, well, without further ado, then I will share my screen. So, as everybody in the summit knows, I lead the People's Federation of Adonia, and this presentation onwards will just be like, what is Adonia, what's the purpose of Adonia, and then just some like basic information for anyone who either couldn't see the summit live stream earlier or are interested in extensive information about Adonia, because Adonia is a newer state, at least 2 years. Actually, that's not his name.
Also, I know Andrew.
So
wait quickly for my go-ahead before you start presenting, because I'll have to set the stream up so I can see what you're streaming.
Yeah. So let me know when you're good to go.
Yep, once Discord stops having a heart attack, I will.
Do you want me to see if I can pull it? You want me to just restart the stream, or? Yeah, I'm looking at your screen. It's not showing like the stream. Yeah, we'll. Also, from what the summit was doing earlier, we held a lot of discussion on like basic micronational topics and all that sort of stuff. So, you ready to go, Thomas?
We're good.
All right, sounds good. So, without further ado, I just wanted to start with a quick little, stuff about me. So, my name's Andrew. I'm a 16-year-old, and I lead Adonia, and I also lead the national political party of Adonia, known as the Adonian Torch Party. And I am one of the main organizers of the Inter-Micronational Unity Summit, alongside Thomas Bainbridge and Lewis, who unfortunately couldn't join us today. As you get to know me over the course of however long I'm friends with you, you will notice that I have a serious liking towards history and politics, particularly political science. That is one of the things I really specialize in. So I decided to spice things up a little bit. I added my own political ideology identification, I identify with libertarian socialism. However, I use Adonian socialism as a micronational ideological identity. As mentioned before, I study history and politics. I plan to become a political scientist when I graduate college, major in political science, a minor in journalism, wherever I want to go after that. I am the main founder of Adonia, and I have been with Adonia for 2 consecutive years. Adonia is, to me, one of the most important things that I have in my life, because it has been by my side every step of the way for the past 2 years. It has given me a backing and has given me new feelings that I will cover maybe later in this presentation. So I guess it's important to start with, what is Adonia? What is basically from ground zero up. So the People's Federation of Adonia, just shortened to Adonia, is a micronation, a self-declared sovereign state, not actually legally recognized as a state by, say, the UN or the US. And it was founded by myself on July 7th of 2020. Adonia is officially a federal, one-party, Adonian-guided socialist People's Federation. So when you say federal, think of the US and how it has all the 50 states. Adonia is divided in governorates, which we have the Kalamazoo governorate, and then we have the Baliga governorate. The Kalamazoo governorate is in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and then Baliga is in the UK. And we will cover the whole Adonian socialism later on in the presentation. Varying Adonian accomplishments. In the background there, you can see the flag of Adonia that is flying outside. That is the Friendship and Unity Square, a monument that I put together in December of 2020. We have lapel pins that I'm wearing, printed flags. We're reaching out to the local community. We lead the Solidarity Front, an inter-micronational organization, and we also have developed unique culture, which I'll cover more of the accomplishment section later in the presentation. Adonia is always open to diplomatic and cultural development, so it's one of the things that we pride ourselves the most on, and we believe that it's important for a micronation to have these things. So something that's new to a lot of people that I have began covering more recently is that Adonia, what is the purpose of Adonia? What's the reasoning of Adonia? Why does it exist? Adonia is a political project that specializes in the study of implementation of political theory, and particularly where I specialize is left-wing political theory. And that is how we have thrived for 2 years now. Adonia follows Adonian guided socialism, or shortened to Adonian socialism. Most time I will refer to it as Adonian socialism, and this has made Adonia what it is for 2 consecutive years now. At least we've only had 2 instances where Adonia didn't identify with Adonian socialism. The first few weeks was centrism, and then after that is the transitional period, which I note as a massive failure of Adonia. Adonian socialism is an ideology, as many might know, and is defined mankind itself as the vanguard party of the revolution that will establish self-management and self-determination and self-reliance. And economically, if Adonia had an economy that functioned, it would most likely follow the Yugoslavian economic model. So we would, as far as I know, Adonia is one of the few micronations that follows the Yugoslavian economic model. I haven't heard of many other micronations who actually do. in Adonia's existence, Adonian socialism has said to be redefining micronational socialism, and it has broken the stereotypical socialist micronational identity, breaking through the Soviet Socialist Republic identity and the Marxist-Leninist usual path that many socialist micronations take, which designates them as ununique, which is a major problem in the left-wing side of the community. So when Adonian socialism was formed, and might I add, Adonian socialism is in its very basic phases. It's only 2 years old at this point, 1 year, 2 years old. So when Adonian socialism develops the Greta Manifesto, it'll be more defined, and then eventually it will completely break free of the stereotypical social micronationalist identity. So in Adonia, we follow three types of culture, or three cultural bases, excuse me. These three being Ukraine, because my grandparents are Ukrainian, my great-grandparents are Ukrainian. On my father's side, my grandparents are Polish, so we also follow Polish culture. And then Germany comes from more localized cultural identity. In order to follow that cultural base, we adopt various holidays, celebrations, and ideas from the cultural bases. For example, Adonia celebrates Oktoberfest, so which is something I've celebrated for a long time, but having it at a micronational level is what makes Adonian culture unique, especially since it takes from other two bases, as well as the German identity. What also makes Adonia unique in its cultural identity is that it aims to assist local cultural events by donating or directly participating, and I plan by doing this at least by 2024 or 2025. So covering accomplishments in Adonia, we have 10 of these mini flags here, we have 10 of these flags here, we have a 3x5 flag that is flying outside, and we have a 2x3, which is down here. Give me a second. As shown here. This is the flag of the Adonian Torch Party. We also have an established monument in the capital, which is called Friendship and Unity Square. We also have more printed, we have printed lapel pins, but we plan on getting more, especially those more realistic flag-styled lapel pins. Another accomplishment of us is that we have expansive diplomacy, we have active social media, and, as mentioned earlier, an extensive unique identity. We've also established many cultural treaties, including the preservation of Misbarian culture. We have established many intermicronational projects, such as the Intermicronational Unity Summit, the Solidarity Front, and much more. And as mentioned in the next point, the leadership of the Solidarity Front is another, accomplishment of the Adonian state. We also have extensive localization efforts. So Adonia is, by 2024, at least planning to reach out to local officials and local press organizations to discuss Adonia and micronationalism, and to see if we can get a report on Adonia as